Okay, cool. Fox. Fox is first. Got it.
Hell yeah. So I think like the framework I tend to use for like something to remember a game plan off of, or
Mhm.
the base like level 1 game plan off of, is going to be related to what you want to do against the character at 0%. And the reason I say that is because I think that like neutral only makes sense if you know what move you're trying to hit your opponent with.
Mhm.
And I think we've talked about that before and
Yep.
stuff. And so we've like this slightly repetition for some of it, but like with box, right, we've talked about how like hitting there doesn't really lead to stuff. You can get CC shine, you can get reversal. Even down air when you cross up, it doesn't lead, and if it's like a high down air, it doesn't lead to shine. It's time to shoot and stuff, right?
Mhm.
So with all that in mind, it's like you have to know what move you want to hit him with so that you can start playing neutral around trying to hit that move. And so obviously with spacies really, but like we're talking about box right now, it's shine, right?
Mhm.
So then the question is, how can I develop a game plan that's trying to hit shine? So that's like the starting point I use with every matchup. It's like, what punish do I want at low percents? Because getting past 0 to 20% in any matchup is just pretty hard. So in order to play neutral, looking for shine, the next thing you want to think about is how lasers work in the matchup, because Falco's always going to have to think about how he wants to shoot lasers. So Fox, I think, is the best character at punishing lasers. He runs across the entire stage. Like if I start a laser at this timing, he has enough time to just be like, wee, you know. So, and that was like almost at the same time. Like we both, yeah, they like started the exact same time, and it's not close. He just definitely gets it, right? So because lasers are so scary to shoot against Fox, I think most of the matchup is played either not shooting a laser and just trying to like defend yourself and fight him right away, or going to platforms a lot. And so the three basic rules I would say in this matchup is one, go to a platform before you shoot a laser. So that's the first one.
Short hop lasers are overrated.
Yeah, short hop laser is overrated, definitely against Fox. Against Fox, he should always full hop over it, or he should hit you before it, or he should just like, you don't even get mix-ups off of it anyways. So it's just like, not really worth to just short hop laser against him. Just go to platform, drop down laser, go to platform, attack, go to platform, shield drop shine him as he attacks you, stuff like that. So going to platform first, and then having mix-ups off of it is going to be a big thing. And then the next question is what you want to do after a laser like this, at this distance. This is like the most common distance to shoot a laser. It's like way easier to land a laser at this distance, right? And so people are always trying to land lasers this close, but then they don't have game plans for when they shoot lasers this close, right? Which is why people always end up like defaulting to this, right? They're like, ah, shit, I didn't want to do that, but I did it, you know? So off of these lasers, I think it's not that good to try to hit Fox. He's just the ability to full hop or dash back or up smash or running up smash or up tilt. Like he has a lot of mix-ups where you actually just die for approaching, right? And even like you can mix up your timings and stuff, and there's still like a solid chance that you die. And it's like he could die or I could die, but that's like not really how you want to play the game, especially if you consider this an advantage. It's like, then I want to play from mix-ups that I win, you know?
Right.
So I tend to laser and then wait, and I let him see if is he going to full hop or dash back or swing or something. And then over time, you kind of scout. So every time you shoot a laser and you wait, you get to see what he does, and you can start to tailor your options based on that. So if he's dashing back a lot, then you can like laser, approaching laser a bit, dash back, dash forward a bit, and stuff like that. But in general, you want to laser and then wait. So rule number one, go to platform for a laser. Rule number two, you want to laser and then wait. And don't like be too proactive about trying to punish him. I think in general, the matchup is mostly going to be played on platforms. So even when you hit the laser, you're not necessarily going in that much off of it because he's just full hopping around and he's kind of like dashing back and stuff like that. So if he is approaching a lot out of the lasers, then you can play the mix up and just hit him for it. If he's shielding a lot after the lasers, then you can walk up and just pressure him or running shine or something. Because remember, shine is what we want to hit. So go to platforms, laser, go to platforms down air, laser wave, running shine, something like that.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's most of the matchup because now you can use the laser and then go right back to the platform. So like use the platform to get the laser out, use the laser to get to the platform. And that's kind of like a loop that goes back and forth forever.
Yeah, I've gotten so much mileage off of like dropping through with laser on the side plat, wave landing back to the plat, just falling down because they're just like gonna full hop near at you, and then just shine wave land.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And the cool thing about playing on platforms is that you're threatening shield drop shine on defense, which is your biggest opening. And on offense, if ever he attacks, you're threatening jump shine from below, which is your biggest opening. And you get to avoid dealing with running up smash, running grab, and running shine, which are his biggest openings.
Right.
He's now just doing full hop nair and full hop back air, and those don't lead to 0 to death from you. But you're still threatening your big openings, shield drop shine and jump shine. So playing around platforms really good. If you're on FD, you still full hop. You just do the mix ups with the platforms. So it's kind of the same thing, but worse. But FD is different because his full hop is also worse. So now you can just spam lasers, and if he full hops, he has to come down into the laser.
Right.
On this stage, if he lasers and he full hops, now you have to switch to dealing with platforms. So, but on FD, you can actually just be like, well, you have to find a way past this eventually. And
yeah.
You like move forward while you're doing it and stuff, and eventually he's cornered, and it's hard to get out of the corner on FD. So, yeah. So
Okay.
that's the TLDR: is use the platforms, lasers. Don't be too proactive off the lasers, and play around platforms. And look for shines.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the last thing I'd say is that punish game, you kind of like always want to combo until like 40, and then look for the platform tech chase, and then switch to the edge guard. So this is like, there's like basically the two, well, there's like 2 or 3 types of characters. The Spaceys and Falcon are like the first one, where every time you land an opening at 0%, you want to combo them.
Yeah.
I'd say, so I'll just list the 3 types right now. So number 1 is like those 3, Spaceys and Falcon. You combo them at 0, right? The next one is Sheik and Marth. You can't really combo them until 20%. So at 0 to 20, like if you shine Marth, you look for like 1 or 2 hits or like a back air, and then you get back down to the ground or something.
Yeah.
Because you can't actually pillar him at 0, right? So with Sheik and Marth, you're looking for like your first opening, a hit, and then your second opening is a combo or something like that, right? But versus Spaceys, you combo them right from the get-go. Sheik and Marth, you need to hit first. And then the third is the floaties, like Peach and Puff. And those you actually just never combo. It's not like quite true, but like you want to focus way more on juggling them than on comboing them.
Right.
So with Peach, like an up throw is almost as good as a shine, because both of them don't really lead to anything, but both of them make it impossible for her to come down. It's like you up throw her or you shine her, and then you like don't let her come back down and stuff, right? So that's why it's like I mentioned punish game. It's just you combo him right at 0, you want to get him to 40, and then you want to like switch it to an edge guard, and that's what you want to kind of get your kills.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that makes a lot of sense versus Spaceys, especially, right? Because, I mean, every time a Spacey's off stage, you have a chance to kill them, regardless of what percent they're at.
Yep, exactly.
So.
Which is why, if ever you have him cornered, forward throw is just, like, such a threatening move, because it's actually just a kill move. So, from here, even at 0% forward throw, there's a chance you read his double jump, there's a chance you read his double jump here. Yeah, so.
Okay. So, I think I understand, like, our first and third rule a lot, but, like, our second one, I think... Are we basically just saying, like, you're not going to get openings off of every laser?
Yeah, like most lasers, you're not getting openings. And mostly what I'm trying to say is that you don't really get openings off lasers that are like, 5, 6, 7 L frames. It's just, I would just go like this range. Right?
Yeah, like a roll away.
Yeah, so like lasers at this range, it's common for people to like either approach or they like laser dash dance approaching laser shine or something. And it's like, these mix-ups are okay, and you can like play the matchup that way and like figure out how to win and like outplay the up tilt, outplay the full hop timing, approaching laser as he lands. Like there are mix-ups to win there for sure. You can play the mix-up like that, but I don't think it's that good. I think that like laser defending yourself is really good, or laser just going back up the platforms, or just saying that like when you shoot the laser, the dream is that like I run off laser, or I short hop to center, turn around laser or something, or I drop down laser as he went forward. Because the dream is that I hit the laser and he just happens to be running forward. So like if he's like right here and I do like this laser, then I'm down, right? Because I landed a close laser on him or something. So if ever I land a close laser, then yeah, I want to play the mix-up right away like that and just like dash jump shine or something, right? Like that. Or you can like grab him or something. But off these lasers, it's like if Fox isn't approaching into your lasers, then you don't want to just like YOLO forward just because you hit a laser on him. It's like you haven't gotten enough an advantage to get past full hop, dash back, up tilt, up smash in there. Like he has enough defense here to where it's just like, don't just YOLO in just because you hit a laser. So instead, be like, okay, I didn't land a close laser, right? So instead, I'm just going to keep playing the platform-based neutral. And from neutral, it's like, or from platforms, there's a lot you can do. So it's not like you're limited because you're playing on platforms to where it's like, I think at the start, it's okay to do wave land, drop down laser, like most of the time that you wave land. But then as you get better and better, you like short hop off, double jump wave land, drop down laser, shine and stuff. Like
you do like the PP lasers where you like short hop backwards off battlefield plats. Or...
Yep. So like backwards.
Shoot 2 of them, yeah.
Yeah, you can do either one. I think it tends to not be that good to shoot 2 lasers because you're just giving him a visual indicator.
Sure.
So I call this like I don't have a name for it, but you can like short hop and then you laser fastfall right now.
Oh, that looks weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why it looks weird, but it does.
Yeah. So this one I've talked to people about before, and it's like you hit B and then fastfall right afterwards, and it's like kind of tricky to get, but it's the same laser as this, but less visually you know. You're
Yeah,
not giving me
I don't know why the two lasers just feel safer than that like one you're doing, but it's actually the exact same.
Yeah, and it is safer to shoot the one laser because
you're fast falling.
Yeah, you're fast falling, and two, up until this point, I can bail and double jump.
Yeah, okay.
But when I'm doing this, they know that I shot the first laser and that I must come down with the second laser, so it's like way more reactable, and he can probably up smash this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Reaction. But if he's up smashing as I short hop off and then I double jump waveland, then I get punched. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like this short hop into laser or this short hop into even down air, right? Like at the last second, I can switch and just aerial. So.
Yeah, I think I use those two lasers a lot when my opponent's like on the opposite side of the stage, and it's like ambiguous whether or not they're going to be under the side plat or on top of the side plat.
Right.
So, but yeah. Okay, those three rules make a ton of sense to me, actually.
Yeah.
And that's going to help a lot versus Fox, because I had that Chicago tournament where I beat Danny Phantom and Unsure, and I was like, oh, Fox matchup figured out, easy.
Yeah.
I might have been Unsure too, but I don't remember. And then I played them again this past weekend, and I got 3-0'd by both of them, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and the entire time I was just thinking, like, man, Fox's frame data is broken. I can never act out his shield. When I'm in the corner, full hop back air is just broken. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So,
and I think a lot of times people are like, how do you beat Fox's full hop like this right here? And Fox is like,
you just can't sometimes, so just don't.
You literally cannot. There's no mix-up. Like, Fox's full hop right here, he could drift forward or backwards, fast fall or not, aerial or not, double jump or not, waveland or not. You know, like, how do I beat Fox's full hop? Like, well, you want to know how to beat all 76 options he has from this position? Or, like, because, like, there's no one option that beats all 76 options.
Yeah.
Right? And so, like, given that, and not to mention, it's like approaching full hop or full hop in place. And, like, both of them don't have one answer, you know? So, once you say, okay, I'm going to play around platforms, and you're actually not interacting with this as much, right? Like, if Fox is doing this, and you do waveland laser or waveland nair at him or waveland, you know, like, all iterations of wavelanding on the platform just makes so you're not dealing with that full hop in place at all. Like, Fox is spamming full hops here, and you're like, laser, oh, nair him out of the air or something, right? Like, it's just, like, way easier suddenly to play the matchup, because you don't have to figure out how to beat this from the ground, where you're just like, I'm half as fast as him, and he's just doing, like, a barely reactable full hop.
Yeah.
It's like,
I feel like Foxes aren't ready for the platform Falcos either.
Yeah, they aren't. It's like, for some reason, well, because I've said this before too, where in either spacey matchup, so the Ditto or Fox, if either one of you wants to play on platforms, you both have to play on platforms.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So you may as well be the guy that goes there first, because if he does it, you just have to play on his terms. But if you do it, then you're just both playing on your terms, right? It's like the whole matchup is going to be played on platforms if either one of you want to do that. So I really think it's like kind of broken to be the one that goes here first, because I know I've talked about this in the Ditto before, where like I think this is a good position for Falco because of the fact that you have drop down laser or attacking, and that you're hard to approach because shield drop shine is so broken. And Fox can't do the same because he doesn't have laser, and his shield drop shine is much worse, right? So we're threatening like our biggest combo openers from here. He doesn't get to do the same, and we're threatening the ground still from the entire stage. And for the top platform or the side platform, we can reach the corner, right, with the laser. So, and for the top platform, you can also just actually threaten the corner, right? Like, boom.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So okay,
platform, cool. Super broken versus Fox.
Okay, feel super comfy about these rules. Cool. Let's do Falco. And I think I know the first rule for Falco.
Yeah.
just running shine.
Yep, exactly. So for Falco, it's definitely running shine. So similar to Fox, if we use a starting question or rule or whatever of what do you do against an opponent 0%, it's still shine, right? So against Fox, I didn't mention running shine because he actually just has a lot of answers to it. So anytime I land a laser here, it's very likely that Fox is either going to full hop, dash back, or up smash or swing in place or something, right? And all of those just beat running shine. But with Falco, it's really common that he's going to try to get a laser of his own out. If he dashes back, he runs back really slowly. If he full hops, he's not going to punish me. He's just going to go flying up and be gone, you know? So for all those reasons, laser running shine is really powerful. And in fact, skipping the laser and just doing running shine is really powerful. So yeah, most of the time, people think that the first rule of the Falco Ditto is to get a laser out. And if that's the case, if one of you tries to get a laser out and the other one tries to running shine, the guy who running shine wins, and it's not close, you know? So, yeah. I think with that in mind, you're just constantly trying to running shine right away. As soon as you reset to neutral and recognize that you can pick an option, you go for running shine. That's the first thing. Now, the moment that you go for running shine and that instead you get stuffed by a laser, right? So like, let's say the Falco does something like that. Okay, so did I break it?
Hey, sorry, one sec, Squid. I'm gonna answer Kush's question. I'm not sure if he was listening earlier, but like when you're on FD versus Fox, basically the idea I think that Squid was trying to mention was that since you don't have plats, he doesn't have plats either. So he actually just has to like fall down eventually. Cause, and you can correct me if I'm wrong about this, Squid, but like let's say like you hit the laser, they full hop, and then you're like gonna whiff punish them falling down, and they double jump to a plat on a platform stage. Well, yeah, like he's safe now. But on FD, if they double jump, you can just continue to shark. Like you're still on the ground, and you still have like your full hop mix-ups from with lasers as well. Like outside of just traditional short hop laser. Like you can full hop laser high, you can fast fall after, like at the peak of your full hop, and then laser on their way down. Yeah. I think the idea still applies that like traditional short hop laser is just still not as good as like the other mix-ups you have in the matchup.
Yeah. But once you have a laser, repeated lasers are much better. Because on other stages, he'll go to a platform immediately, but on FD, he can't. So on FD, he must figure out how to move forward through your lasers. So
I really like dash dancing on FD too. Like once you like lock them down, and foxes like to kind of start jumping when they're panicking. If you're just dash dancing slowly, like they have to fall eventually, and you can kind of whiff punish.
And you tend to be able to like work your back air as he lands.
Yeah.
Like, big enough hitbox that like you'll just hit him. And
stuff, so. I like wave dash back shine too to punish, because even if there's like a tiny window between them landing with their aerial and when they can get their shield up or up tilt. So yeah.
Yep, I agree. Those are really good. So
anyway, sorry.
Also, FD just always gets banned anyway. So
also true.
Yeah, by like one of you, right? And like also he grabs you and stuff, so it's kind of. But yeah, so let's say you try to running shine Falco and he does something like this, right? Like he gives up a ton of space to get a laser out. Then in that case, once I get hit by a laser, I immediately switch to the Fox game plan. Go to a platform. Right? So rule number 1 is try to running shine. Rule number 2, if I do get lasered, go to a platform. From the platform, always come down with a laser or hit him, right? Like obviously, if he's like doing something dumb, just take the aerial or something. But most of the time from the platform, you want to come down with a laser and then running shine, right? So even if they're like literally spamming lasers, you can always at least trade lasers. So if he's doing something like this,
it's gonna mess up that one's timing.
Do that.
Yeah.
So I'll come up, I let him whiff one, and then I come down with the laser, and then I running shine.
And you're expecting to get hit by the laser, but he isn't expecting you to like dash immediately out of it and shine. So like you kind of have initiative.
They kind of should eventually, like you should be ready for it. It's just that most people think that in this case, when you both get hit by a laser, first of all, you also can just win, right? See how I let him whiff and then I come down immediately?
Yeah.
You can just win, right? But even if you don't just win, like if you trade, people think that like in this position, it's like, oh, well, this is like kind of hard to time. But yeah, they think that in this case, like we both got hit, that now I have to fight for laser control again. So they like, we're both exactly neutral, right? Like it's pure neutral, and they think that the choice is laser in place. But laser in place loses to running shine in true neutral.
Right.
So it's like, it happens a lot where it's just like, oh, we both got hit by a laser, and I'll just running shine immediately. They'll try to laser to get hit. So it's just, if ever you hit them with a laser, you running shine. If you both get hit by a laser, you running shine. If only they hit you with the laser, you jump to a platform. So.
Dude, I've gotten so good at buffering jump out of laser stun while I'm midair. Oh man, I've gotten so good. Like we'll be on opposite sides of the stage, right? Like basically true neutral underneath side plats. We'll both shoot lasers. Mine will like miss because I picked the low one or the high one, and he picked the other one. And then I'll get hit by it midair, and I'll just immediately waveland a side plat, wait for the next laser to whiff, and then I'll just drop through with another one, and then all of a sudden I'm winning. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, I've gotten really good at that.
This is so good, and a lot of times when you do this, they just have
full approach.
Like, they approach,
and you just drop through.
One of them down there.
Yeah.
So
the only issue with this game plan that I've run into with in the past is like people will shoot a laser and then like do the really bad aerial like a really early dare right away. But sometimes the shine will like still beat it anyway if they like hit you super early. But I don't know. It'll just catch me off guard sometimes.
Yeah. So some people will like spam defensive aerials, right? So that is something that, like those common ones actually shield laser back air, like this. Sometimes they do it forward too, where they just shield laser.
Yeah, that'll happen to me.
Yeah, so you'll laser running shine, just run into the down air. In that case, you do have to start mixing it up a little bit. The big one is you can just laser dash dance running shine.
Yep.
And so you're still playing the risk reward, because sometimes you'll run into the down air, but then you like SDI back or you're crouching and then they miss the shine and then you roll out. So if ever you're playing a mix-up where you're threatening shine and they're threatening something that isn't shine, then the risk reward is good for you.
Right.
There's a chance you get your biggest combo opener.
That's how I feel about it in that situation.
Yeah, especially the back air. Like so often I laser, they back air, and then I CC shine it. You know, like they just die for it.
Yeah,
So,
the best is when they like take laser turnaround up tilt and you just like CC the up tilt and shine anyway.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like not even intentional. You just like option select CC shine basically.
Yeah, sometimes I'll like get pushed away or like and it makes my shine too far or something. But so I started double shining and
yeah. Sometimes you walk up shine and they up tilt, you get pushed away, and then they up tilt again, then you get knocked down, then they up tilt again, and then you get propped up, and then you get a combo. Like, come on, man. Like,
yeah. So,
but yeah, I think for the most part, doing laser running shine is going to be the best level 1. Laser dash dance running shine is going to be the best level 2. And then if ever they're actually good at playing defense, right, like off the lasers, because the other thing they can do is they can like take laser dash jump cancel shine you, and then you're playing like this, you know, race for the shine kind of thing. The other thing is they can like full hop, like if they just shield it and go to platforms like I said I should do, you know, if they're doing that a lot, then you have to just kind of treat it like Fox now. Like he has good defense now, so I have to switch to also playing off platforms and not being too proactive off the lasers. Because if you're playing the platform game in the Falco Ditto, it's still pretty good with everything I just said versus Fox. He now has the same tools that you do, so it's not like as broken as it is against Fox. But you're probably better at it than they are, because a lot of Falcos think that the Falco Ditto is all about the ground game, and then you go to the platforms, and now you're playing the shield drop shine, run off laser game and stuff, and jump shine, and like that can beat the whole game as well, right? So if you've ever like one day you'll fight Westfalls and the entire game is played at this height. You're like, oh, I guess there is no laser running shine mix up. The entire game is figuring out how to deal with full hop.
Yeah. What's funny is like the top plat isn't even like the scary part for me. Like side plats are where I get kind of worried in the Ditto because I don't know how to like attack the Falco on it. When Falcos are on the top plat versus me, I just like shoot the full hop double laser and it like messes with them. And then their brains are like, well, I gotta come down. I got hit by lasers.
Yeah. So the scary thing about that is if ever you do this at the exact same timing that they drop down, then they're over here while you're...
Yeah, that's when it's shitty. Yeah, that's the mix-up, though.
And the other thing is, if ever you do this, and they just shield it and then continue to full hop, then you're not actually threatening anything.
Right.
And luckily, most Falcos who do this will then just be like, ah, shucks, I've been checkmated, I have to stop.
Yeah.
But actually, you don't have to stop at all. So if ever you're willing to do this, you could just continue to do it despite getting lasered a couple times, right? Because when you do like full hop laser, you're not threatening laser down air, right? Like you're threatening laser into what, something like that, you know. But that's way too slow to cover full hop. So full hop on top platform is actually a viable way to play the matchup, but people think it's lame. You know? So.
Yeah, well, cool. Yeah. Okay, so first rule: running shine is busted, especially at low percent. Rule number 2: if you lost the laser battle, just go to a plat as fast as you can and play a mix up from there. Rule number 3, I feel like, I don't know, man. Rule number 3 to me has to like be defensive in this matchup, because I don't know. This matchup is like 20% us trying to land the like figure out the best laser where you're at the best advantage, when really like the other 80% is just like you're comboing them or they're comboing you.
Yeah. I mean, definitely like Fox and Falco, right? Like I mentioned the punish game 0 to 40 and then get him off stage and edge guard. Like that actually is more important than everything else in the game plan. If you can't combo them as hard, get them to 40 and nail the edge guard as well as they can, then nothing else will matter. Luckily, the game plan does facilitate that, because if you're doing laser running shine and then you get the combo started most of the time, and you're dealing with someone who soft back airs you as most of their openings, you know, then you should be winning the punish game.
Right.
But yeah, definitely the punish game is the most important part, and like the DI and the defense is also like equally important, right? Or the recoveries and like playing from the ledge and stuff like that. So it's kind of everything, but yeah, I think for the most part, the rules of just like going for the running shine and then, you know, obviously play the punish game to the best of your ability.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I kind of just copied the third rule from Fox, but just like prioritize, like get your combo up, but prioritize getting them off stage, because like Spaceys will die more often off stage than like being like, it's kind of weird to say, but sometimes I just hold in versus people, even if I know they're going to keep comboing me, because I trust them to drop the combo more than I trust them to hit an edge guard with me off stage.
Another example is like if you're up being here, sometimes you just do this and just say like combo me.
Yeah. Exactly. So cool, awesome. That's Spaceys. Do we want to do Swordman next?
Easy
man.
So the next two are like Sheik and Marth probably.
Yeah. This is no tier list order, by the way, guys. Don't get anything started. Okay.
All right. So with Marth, we get to play on the ground more.
Yay!
So against Marth, I don't think going on platforms is that good. It's okay sometimes, but for the most part, you just want to get a laser out on the ground. The reason that we can get lasers out against Marth is that he's not nearly as scary as Fox. He doesn't have forward threats as much.
Run up smash.
Yeah, the big one he has is dash attack, which is actually pretty scary, and sometimes run up forward smash, which is actually pretty scary as well. But for the most part, Marth is going to be swinging in place and dashing back. So the entire matchup is trying to figure out how not to get hit by Marth nairing in place or dashing back. And if you never get hit by nair in place and never get hit by dash back, you definitely will beat 90% of Marth, right? It's just the problem is that every Falco eventually does something that loses to swing in place or dash back. So if
Dude, I hate
you
nair.
get the most Marths actually do let you get the laser out safely. Some Marths don't. There are some aggressive Marths that like are out there and it's kind of hard. In which case, just give up the space to shoot the laser. It's actually just worth it against Marth. Laser control is really good against Marth because he's really bad at moving forward out of lasers. So anytime you can like hit Marth with the laser, it's actually like a pretty big win compared to other matchups. So there's a couple things to know about Marth. One is that he can't power shield while crouching if it's the lowest laser. And the second thing is he can't power shield while dashing forward if it's the lowest laser. So this is the lowest.
I actually didn't know. I knew the like crouching thing he can't power shield. That's why I always go for low ones. I didn't know he can't power shield them running forward.
Yep. So that means
that's so fucked up.
Yeah, it's actually not fair.
Get shit on me. Get fucked, Marth.
Wait, is this?
I feel like you can still get it. It's just really fucking hard. Boom.
I think it's like kind of RNG, like
because if he gets shield poke of his head or something.
Yeah. So like for example here.
In dash startup, well, yeah, but.
Yeah. If I hit shield here, it doesn't work. Yeah. So most here, let's wait a little longer. So here I can probably do it because it's startup. I think the next frame I get hit, so I'll hit shield. Oh, I'm not controlling. Oh, I am. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Like his shield's too small. Like if you look at like the first frame of shield, it's back here.
Oh, that's so funny looking, dude.
Yeah,
that's so silly.
Like, he has no chance. Yeah. So
okay.
The only time you can. So this means that anytime you shoot a laser, the only chance you have of getting power shielded is if he's standing or dashing back. Right? So dash back power shield is really good too. So it is possible to power shield low lasers, but Marth cannot running power shield grab or running power shield nair like Fox does. Which means that you're pretty much always safe because the only thing he can do is power shield like this, right? So this feels scary, and this I think is like what scares people from shooting a lot of lasers against Marth. It's like, what if he does something like power shield or dash forward? But you can actually just forward tilt him first. You can always act first, or you can shield, or you can play a mix-up or something, right? So like the power shields aren't actually scary against Marth because he must wave dash out of them, and every time he has to wave dash out of a power shield, he's losing all the frame advantage. So the only thing you're afraid of is like power shield grab. And that's only doable on like point blank lasers. And I wouldn't suggest doing approaching lasers against Marth. So for the most part, what you want to do is land a laser against Marth and then mix up one of two things: laser, or laser wait. And what happens is that Marth is either going to dash back or swing in place because that's all he ever does, right?
Yeah.
And if he nairs in place, then if you wait, you watch him whiff an air, and then you can play a mix up. So you can potentially like foxtrot forward, overshoot an aerial, or you can foxtrot forward, back air or something, or you can just laser, seam there, and then like laser again or something, right?
Yeah. I've gotten a ton of mileage versus Marth just by like shooting the first laser and then figuring out the exact timing. Like it's weird. I have to put them in the box of how fast they are out of taking the laser. Yeah. Like, are they really fast or are they like a little slower? Because then you have to change up like your dash back timing. So I'll shoot the laser, do the mango dash back where it's like a really short dash back and then a really far dash forward, and then I aerial them like with punish.
Yeah. So that's really good, except that I still think that this is like a little overrated because you're playing a risk reward versus Marth where sometimes he gets you with his hit and sometimes you get him with yours, and I think that's just better for Marth.
Sure. Okay. Makes sense.
So sometimes you'll run into nair in place. Sometimes you'll do this and then he'll dash back and you'll get whiff punish grabbed or something. And he just like has a chance of killing you. So the big one is like if I laser and I wait and I don't necessarily try to hit him on reaction, I just play a good mix-up if he whiffs. Or he dashes back and I just shoot a laser again, like on a slight delay, right? So I would like laser dash dance, he dash back, and then I like slide approaching laser, and slide approaching, and now he's cornered.
Yeah. All his best options involve him losing space.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Or staying in place. Yeah. So he can't keep his space or move back, but he can't really move forward. That's the other thing. And
he's losing.
That's why the second option is to laser fast and low, because one of the best ways Marth has of moving forward is to do take laser dash attack, and he doesn't have time to take laser dash attack versus two lasers. So if you do it fast enough, so he'll like take laser dash attack, and it doesn't work. Right? So if you're spamming fast lasers like this, then it beats dash attack, it beats him nairing in place, and it beats dash back, right? So, and the only way he can power shield is in place, and then he has to wave dash forward, and it's not that good. So Marth is just actually bad at moving forward. So every time we're like, oh, Marths are dashing back all the time. They have to. They have no other choice. They have to dash back or swing in place. That's the only way to play the matchup. They can like try to jump over a laser or go under a laser. That's like a mix-up they can play. For the most part, Marths are just going to do this over and over and over again, and then sometimes shield and shield grab, and sometimes dash back grab. And so the entire game is just not running into those. I'd say the options you want to mix up are laser, laser, and laser wait. And then if you do want to approach, don't do an early, like don't commit to the aerial too soon. My favorite approaches are actually foxtrot forward or running shine. So I can like delay it sometimes and then just running shine them. Part of why I like foxtrot forward too is that it lets you mix up your approach. So if I like do this, I'm committed to approaching down air from the moment I jump, right? Like from all the way here, all the way until there, I'm committed to the down air, right? But if I run forward at any point, I can bail and like wave dash back or something, right?
I see.
So it's like I am threatening the approach, but at any time I can back off. And for that reason, I also like approach late air. But I would actually air towards the secondary option, which is short hop double jump. And so when you approach like this, you can like short hop at them. And most of the time, if you try to late nair them like this, it's like this kind of works, but also you're just going to lose to dash back or nair in place a lot of times, right?
But if you do the double jump.
Yeah, but if you double jump, you kind of get to scout them out, and a lot of times they'll bite anyways.
Yeah.
You'll see the whiffed grab, and then you get to punish them.
Or they'll keep waiting, and you can like do the waveland back, and then make them look extra dumb.
Yep, exactly. You can do the waveland back, or you can drift back.
And laser? Yeah. Okay, awesome.
So,
cool.
Yeah, so short hop, double jump is like probably your best level 1 approach. And then your level 2 approach is start doing the late nair again, or just start doing the running shine. But yeah, I would suggest that when you do start approaching, which is not right away, because first you want to shoot lasers and then laser wait a bit. And once you have him cornered, then like let him, whiff a couple nairs in the corner, whiff a couple shield grabs in the corner,
Yeah.
And then finally, when you finally approach, you can like come up. So like, don't be too antsy to approach Marth in the corner, because once he loses his option to dash back, then the only option he has is to swing in place. Right.
Yeah.
So because Marths only dash back and swing in place, once you take away their dash back, all they have is swing in place. And it's both hard to hit him before he can swing in place, but it's also really hard to whiff punish swing in place. The big thing is that Marth's nair, like, it comes out really fast, and if you do it perfectly, so like the way you execute Marth's nair is you frame perfect nair as soon as you jump, so it's as early as possible, and then you frame perfect fast fall as soon as you can, and then it still auto cancels. So Marth has like literally no lag on this nair, and it's out as soon as you can. So it's kind of broken. It's like people don't really do these perfectly most of the time, but if they do, it's like this snare is just like so hard to punish, right? And then he dashes back out of it, and then so trying to like, even if you let him swing first, it's still not worth it to try to whiff punish it, because he'll like nair dash back or nair shield or nair up tilt, and all of them are very different, and you can't really punish it. So instead, I just laser, I wait around. Once he nairs, sometimes I play the mix-up, like I mentioned, overshooting or something. But for the most part, I kind of like want to actually make the matchup frustrating for Marth, because most of the time it's a frustrating matchup for Falco, right?
Yeah.
So I like laser wait, laser, and then like when I finally have him cornered, I'm threatening forward throw, kills and stuff. So
yeah,
as long as I don't get down tilted, because like that's the whole matchup. Like down tilt, I would consider a swing in place option. It's him just shield grabbing in the corner, right? So if you just laser or you laser wait, both of those beat that too. So as long as you're not running into him swinging in place or him dashing back, you can win the matchup. So.
Okay, cool. So I have the first two rules, and they make a lot of sense. Like, low lasers are your best friends. Establishing laser control is like priority 1.
Yeah.
And then approaches need to be like super extra patient with like either running shines, like short hops at them into like a double jump mix up, or just like another laser in place, or like a foxtrot, just like very slowly forward. Nothing, basically no aerials or approaching lasers is kind of the idea.
So the aerials should be late aerials, and part of the reason is that 1 is safer on shield, but 2 is it lets you mix up your approach more. Like once you short hop at them, over here he still has to account for nair or double jump, right? Like even if you're not mixing it up on reaction, even if you're just mixing it up, it's still better, because Marth has to account for both, right? So it's like I can double jump or I can late nair, right? So I do think that like once you have him cornered, especially doing laser dash dance late nair is good, because you will catch him on the landing lag of his nair or something, or you'll hit his shield or something. And the other one is like if you wait and he whiffs an air, and then you can like dash dance right in front of him and then catch him on the way up on his next nair.
Yeah.
So there is like room for offense in this matchup, but not right after the laser.
Yeah.
Most of the time, right after the laser, he's dashing back or he's swinging in place. So it's like whenever you find yourself losing to Marth, just ask yourself, am I losing to him swinging in place or dashing back right away?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right, let's just adjust. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the last, if you want the third rule, it's
Mm-hmm.
just going to be the punish game stuff I mentioned before, which
Mm-hmm.
is like priority 1 is get him to 25 and 30, and then priority 2 is to get the actual combos.
Mm-hmm.
He's over there.
So I've been lately. Okay, so he's like, you should just be forward throwing every single time. Like all these up throws, if I'm getting hit by them, it's because I'm messing up, and it's like not actually
Right.
like it doesn't help you. And I was like, okay.
I think more what he's talking about is doing this.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think up throw is definitely better than forward throw, like below 25 to 30. Like definitely still up throw at low percents, right?
Okay.
So, but don't do this full hop up air. This full hop this full hop up air is cheese. It catches them, not SDIing the lasers at all. It's pretty decent because if it does hit, sometimes you can like up air and then back air, but at 0 you actually don't even get that. So see, I'm kind of in an awkward spot after the up air. Like if I'm over here, like he's actually actionable first, and like I can't do anything here. And if I double jump, now I'm above him, and this is sucks, you know. So it's actually not even really that good on hit, right? So
I think like what I was trying to get was like I'd up throw at any percent, right? Knowing that I wouldn't be able to get a true hit unless they like had really bad SCI on the lasers. So like he would like either double jump out or immediately side B or throw a fair out. And so like it became a mix up of me trying to read his like his anti-shark option. And like sometimes it works, but I feel like the risk reward of it didn't end in my favor as much as me like F throwing him and just skipping a neutral mix up like with laser mix ups and just putting him in the corner and like okay, now you have to deal with this.
So I'll say that if he's in the corner, definitely forward throw. It's not close. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then once he's like at 35% plus, then forward throw is pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. But sub 30, I still think up throw is the best. And what I do is I do short hop up air.
Yeah.
And then if he doesn't jump, even if he SDIs the lasers, if he doesn't jump, he gets hit by the up air. And this up air, I'm in a really good spot afterwards to keep jumping, right? I can do a combo like that. And like this sucks for Marth. Like this feels really bad.
Yeah.
So what this turns into is that Marth will instant double jump the moment I do this. And even if the up air misses, I'm still in a good place to shark him.
You're grounded and he's like just burned his double jump. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And so it's really common for Marth to burn their double jump. Eventually, if they're double jumping every time, you can just skip the up air, just up throw and then walk forward. And then they burn their double jump and then turn your back and then they burn their side B and then you back it.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So up throw shark is really good. It's still good at high percents, I think, but it's especially good at low percents because the short hop up air is really good.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Combos. Need to prioritize.
Yeah, so a lot of times when you're getting reversaled, it's because you're trying to combo below 30%, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, Marth keeps getting out of my combo. It's like, well, I tried to go for a combo. My goal should have just been get him to 30%. And then combo, you know? So.
Away from this. Man, it's so funny. The more we've been like putting these rules, I'm just like, okay, Spaceys are all the same. Marth and Sheik are the same. Peach and Puff are the same. Just like how I treat them. Push Marth away from the stage. Don't get reversal. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Is reversal a word? Reversal.
Sure.
It isn't. I can confirm. Reversal. Okay.
All right. So next is Sheik.
Ooh! I know this one, Coach. I know this one.
Hell yeah.
I think we had a. Oh wait, it is a word. I just spelled it wrong. Okay, hype. Okay. What is DP? Oh, is that a fighting game term? Okay, never mind. Okay, so Sheik. Laser weight is busted.
Yep.
That's all I remember.
Yep.
and shine grab or shine wave dash back.
Yep, nice. No, or shine wave dash through her is really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the big thing is during shield pressure, she's going to nair out a shield all the time, but you can CC it, which is really broken. And yeah, so the big thing is Sheik swings a lot right away. So it's really hard to approach right after laser once again. This is actually kind of universal, where it's just like, anytime you land a laser at this range, don't think that you get a free approach. Mm-hmm. Most of the time your approaches are after they do something. And they want to do something because you have frame advantage. So you let them act first because you have frame advantage is really good. Because whenever you have frame advantage, they want to do something defensive, and then letting them act first is good. So for that reason, to be like take laser forward tilt or shield laser near in place or something. Laser into weight, you let him swing, you punish him. This one is actually, I would suggest doing like the mango that you mentioned against Marth, the one dash back dash and attack. That tends to be actually very worth against Sheik because you get like very meaningful openings off of it, and her dash back is not like quite as oppressive, and her swinging in place is not as oppressive. So Marth's like nair in place, it clean beats your aerials, and it's not whiff punishable, right?
Right.
But her swinging in place, like it doesn't last as long, and it's whiff punishable and stuff, and it doesn't like clean beat your aerials. It actually just like trades a lot of the time and stuff, right? So the first rule I'd say is that laser weight is kind of busted against her. Now, against Sheik, you do want to mix up the instant attack timing, like the weight, like that, where you do one dash back and an attack, and waiting long enough for her to react. Waiting long enough for you to react. But when you do that, when you like dash dance like this, then you kind of give up your ability to punish things. So if ever you laser dash dance and then you see a forward tilt, don't then try to whip punish the forward tilt. You've already missed your chance by the time you've noticed.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. So like most of your openings are going to be off timing mix-ups rather than off like reactions or something, right? So the first thing is laser weights busted. The second thing is how to deal with Sheik, who's going to platforms all the time. This is a really frustrating position. So if you're over here, this is a really frustrating position. You make it slow. You can't really just get there for free. She's threatening run off forward air and needles and stuff like that. So this is really frustrating. This is a pretty good position. You're threatening short hop up air and jump shine if you're directly below her. So if she's over here, you have like a soft goal of getting over here, but it's hard to get past her. So it's like, if you can get here, then you have a good position again, but you only get like one mix up or whatever. So it's not like a free win or whatever, but it is like, if you can get here, as she gets here, it's really good. So with that in mind, if you shoot a laser at this range and Sheik is always jumping to this platform,
just dash forward.
Don't shoot two lasers in a row because you're letting her get there for free. And don't laser instant or aerial because you're letting her get there for free. So instead, laser foxtrot forward. And what that does is, this is actually a laser weight option, right? So if you foxtrot forward and then she swings and misses, then you just get to punish it. Or you can like do that. Or if you notice she jumps, then you get to jump shine her right away because you're already in a good spot. So the biggest thing is that if Sheik is constantly on side platforms and you can't approach her, you're probably letting her get there for free. And you have to change what you're doing out of lasers to just getting there first. So that can be pretty good. And then the last thing I'd say against Sheik is to really use your low percents. So I tend to tell people that like neutral game starts with Sheik when she hits you. So all her moves kind of suck at hitting you when you're below like 40%. Especially below 20%. So if you get fair, like every VOD that you watch against Sheik, ask yourself how you could have reversal her off every hit. So like generally she gets like a fair into a forward tilt, and that wasn't a true combo. You could have CC'd it, but also you could have CC'd the forward tilt. And then after the forward tilt, you like landed and then got grabbed, but that wasn't a true combo. You could have spot dodged it, you know? Like it's like look for how often she has fake combos and like what CC option you could have done. Because sometimes you get fair and you CC shine and it misses, but you could have CC down tilted, or you could have CC dash forward shine or something, right? Or dash back dashing down here or something. So off every single hit, there's an interaction to be played when you're below 40%, right? And you have to play those interactions. That's a lot of the matchup, is abusing your low percents. And if you just let her do fair, forward tilt, and then you start playing the game, you're like, Sheik is a losing matchup once you're at 70%, right? Like she's a really good character there. So really abuse the fact that below 40, you get to play an interaction every time she hits you, which is pretty broken. As long as you're not getting grabbed, so don't get grabbed. So don't early approaching her shield, early approaching aerial her shield, because that gives her a grab for free. And to deal with boost grab, backflip is probably the best thing. So I mentioned like you want a laser weight. Well, you can mix in things like laser backflip, and if she whiffs a boost grab, you get a hard punish with late down air, and she doesn't get to grab you for free. So
Okay, well I'm just writing down a few of the approaches, like the backflip, the laser dash back, dash in right away.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Okay. Nice. So okay, cool.
Yep, so I'd say laser weight and then deal with her on platform before she gets there, and then play interactions off getting hit.
Okay. Yeah, and I think it should kind of go without saying that, like, Sheik combos are kind of... I mean, if any Falco's played against a Sheik, like, you don't really have 0 to deaths. Like, your combo, your 0 to death is get her to, like, 40, back her off stage, grab ledge, and then, like, try to extend it from there.
Exactly. So like 0 to 30 is kind of hard because you shine her and then you can kind of
She
shark
just
her
like
and,
floats
back her
away.
and stuff. Yeah. 25 to like 80, you do have real combos. You can like do the pillar shine,
Right.
pillar up tilt and stuff, and then you end your combo with like back air at like 60, 70, 80 ish,
Mhm.
right? Send her off stage, and then really good edge guards against her. Even if it takes a while, like you should be able to rack up another 40, 50% by comboing her and stuff.
Mhm.
So. Just every time you get an edge guard, try to get as much damage as you can by like not letting it back. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry, wait, before we go to the next one. So that
Yep.
third rule where like kind of that first 0 to 40% whatever like
Yep.
on Falco's end, I'm not sure exactly how to frame it. Like I understand it conceptually, but like just to remind myself if I look at the rule.
I would say make use of your low percents. Make use of CC percentage. So sometimes if you feel that you're playing a Sheik and she's getting you to 40 for free every stock, that's a big problem, right?
Mhm.
So you just ask yourself, like, how am I playing low percents and how's she getting past this 0 to 40% threshold so free? Because it should be really hard for her. So is it because my shine is too small and I'm trying to CC shine? Am I doing CC down tilt every time and she's just shielding it? Because like the thing is, there's no one answer. I'm not saying CC down tilt every time. I'm
Yeah.
telling you play an interaction every time she hits you, right? So there's mix-ups there. You can like CC dash shine, CC dash back, CC, and stuff like that. So
Yeah, most mix-ups are going to be in Falco's favor at low percent if she's trying to hit you.
Yeah, and even if they're not in your favor, at least make it so it's not a free follow-up for her, right? Because like at the very least, you just don't want her to get 2 hits for free. You don't necessarily have to hit her, but you have to not get hit by like forward air forward tilt. Because at the very least, take the forward air, dash back, dodge the forward tilt. That's a win, right? Like you've dodged forward tilt, even if you don't punish the forward tilt. Like ideally, you punish the forward tilt, but you can just take a hit and then dash back, and that's a win. Don't let it be like free follow-ups for her.
Yeah.
She has to win neutral 4 times to get you to 40, you know?
Yeah, okay. The way I framed it was like she shouldn't be able to get away with fair grab at like 0 or fair F tilt, stuff like that. Like that means you're not paying enough attention on defense.
Yep. Or she want to mix up, which we'll have, right?
Right,
so it's really cool if you get fair grab and you're like, okay, I tried to shield it because I thought like CC shield because I thought she'd fair down. And then it's like, okay, she outplayed me there. But that's much better than just being like, how the fuck is she just swinging? Like,
yeah, it's better to lose the mix-up once out of like you playing it right a bunch of times than you just not even playing the mix-up on your end.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, that's the first 4 characters in the game.
Yeah. Next is the 2 floaties and Falcon. So
yeah.
Let's do Falcon because we kind of talked about him recently. So
sure.
We can do it fast.
That makes sense to me.
So with Falcon, the big thing is that he's gonna nair all the time. Like most of the matchup, it's actually kind of all he has in the kind of in the matchup. But
dude, every time I play against Falcon, I hear you in my head saying nair, 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 nair.
Yeah, they actually have nothing else. It's kind of like when you play Falcon, you're relegating yourself to just mostly using nair for the rest of your life, forever in every matchup.
But it's so sick.
It's a really good move. It comes out instantly and it lasts until he lands. So it's kind of like an early and a late aerial at once, So
and it combos into all of his moves.
And it combos into grab, which kills you.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, and he can do a drift forward, like out of shield. Full range drift forward nair is like kind of wild, and he can full hop
all of FD,
full hop, double jump, and he do it. Yeah, it's really good. Basically, the whole matchup is not lasering and then running in an air right away. Right? So I think I tend to think of matchups a lot about like what not to lose to.
Yeah.
Like, don't lose to the one thing that they're gonna spam every time. Like from level 1, right? So don't instant approaching aerial because it loses to that. That's a big thing too that you'll notice in every single matchup. Like lasering into instantly approaches loses to their level 1 option in every matchup.
Yeah.
Right? Because everyone learns to play the Falco Ditto by first learning to beat this, right?
Yeah.
And there's just no reason to do this ever because there's other things that do the same thing better and like have better risk reward. So with this, I know I mentioned it's the laser turn your back stuff. It's like the best way to beat the nair. It's really hard to contest Falcon's nair while facing him. Like if you try to nair between it, it's kind of jank. If you try to whiff punish it, it's kind of jank. That move just has no lag, kind of like a Marth's nair. So he gets to like nair dash back or something. Yeah, so when you get him to nair dash back and you're just trying to like whiff punish it, I like literally know the timing and I can't. Right? Like Falco just actually isn't fast enough. Like the move is too long range and he's too fast. Like I don't think you can actually. It's dumb. So don't try to whiff punish the nair. Instead, try to like to beat it with your hitboxes or something. So like back air is like the one hitbox. You can nair through it sometimes. I tend to think this is not worth it because it also loses to shield grab. So it's like kind of risky, and sometimes you'll just get clipped by it, get grabbed, and die. So the first rule I'd say is to laser turn your back a lot against Falcon, and that makes the matchup a lot easier to deal with because you're not going to lose to just random nair spamming. Also, this snare is like straight up, straight down. Most Falcons will drift forward or back when they do, right? So if you laser and then turn your back, you can beat the drift in nairs for free, right? That's pretty easy. But if they're drifting back, then you eventually corner them, and then you just do the same thing within the corner, right? With your back airs. So rule number 1 is turn your back to Falcon. It's really broken. Rule number 2 will probably be like shield pressure stuff, where don't treat Falcon like he has good out of shield options. And what that means is that if you do a late aerial, you don't need to shine, and if you shine, you don't need to double shine ever. So like if you shine, just wave shine him, and it's pretty good. Because like the main options you're trying to deal with are his stomp out of shield, which is really slow, and roll, which is, you know, everyone has roll. So if you late nair and you're trying to deal with stomp out of shield, you don't need to shine. You can nair, and that beats stomp out of shield. You can also nair up tilt, that beats stomp out of shield. If you're trying to beat roll,
does
then
shield grab lose to late nair, early nair away?
No. So shield grab does beat it. So I guess he also has shield grab. But if you can like get behind him, right? So if you are like reading shield grab, you can like late nair shine. But yeah, most of the time they actually will just hold shield because they're so afraid of spamming shield grab because like late nair shine just like beats it so hard. And the other thing is like, so Marth is a little bit more willing to spam shield grab because getting shined isn't as bad as it is for Falcon. Like if you late nair shine him, you kill him, right?
Right.
Like at 0, he dies. So it's like really scary to spam shield grab and get comboed for 120%. Like, and that's actually realistic. Like 120% is a combo you can, you know? So it's like really scary to just like shield grab ASAP, unlike with Marth, who's just down. So with that in mind, you can like late nair, ideally cross up, but even if you don't, just make the read sometimes that they're not going to shield grab, right? And then if they do shield grab, then, you know, adjust the next
start
time,
like
right?
late aerial, shine grab, F throw, and like just take the positioning.
Yeah, or like late aerial shine wave dash through him or something, right? I think that like, yeah, the big thing is just that like, don't let Falcon roll out of every time you shield pressure him, because that's the most common thing. It's like we're talking about shield grab and what about this and stuff, but like realistically, most of your interactions are you shine and you're gonna down air, but he's gonna already have rolled and then he's out. So instead, do late nair, dash back, cover the roll, boom, punish him, right? Like don't let him roll for free. You have to actually skip shield pressure sequences to punish the rolls, because he has bad out of shield options.
Right. Okay. And then, like, I think what I run into a lot against Falcons is they always roll back, and then I'm, like, scared to start reading the roll back because it puts me in the corner. So what I've been doing is, like, I do that late aerial, dash back, immediately laser, like, instead. And then, like, if they've rolled in the corner, they're, like, under pressure of the laser, or they get pushed to the ledge, or, they don't get away with it.
Like, you can high laser like this too, and then if they nair out a shield, you kind of clip him in the air too. So another rule against Falcon is probably to shoot more high lasers than low lasers because he's gonna nair all the time.
Yeah, my rule number 1 was high lasers to beat nair, turn your back for Baron up tilt. That's kind of it.
Exactly. Very nice. Number 2 is like do bad shield pressure.
Don't respect his shield.
Just cover roll, and then. I think I had one more.
Starm asks if running shield is good, and I don't think it's worth it. Like, I feel like he'll get shield poke enough, or like you can't really shine at his shield every time.
His nair gets really good mix-ups on shield. So it's like it's an early aerial that hits your shield, and then does a late aerial on shield, and then he gets gentleman or dash back, or he'll do like nair into knee, and that beats spot dodge, or nair into grab. Like he has real mix-ups after nair, and it's like pretty safe. So or he can nair dash.
I wish I had Falcons in nair. Then all my high aerials would be good.
Right? Yeah, it's definitely a really good move. Obviously, you have to punish him hard, kind of like Spacies. Like, starting from 0, you want to combo him into an edge guard. Yeah, I think that's...
Man, he's, like, even worse than Spacies. Like, I feel like the rules are the same as far as, like you want to get him off stage and edge guard, but platforms are actually just really bad for you versus Falcon.
Yeah, so don't go on platforms. Yeah. That's a big one. He's actually the best against platforms in the game. Like, Marth is good at threatening above him, but Falcon can threaten above him across the entire stage.
Yeah.
He just flies forward with enough.
And then dip, like, if he does commit to you below plat, and then he's just, like, out of there. He's just dashing out.
Right.
Can't shield drop punish. Okay.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'd say that's the TLDR is to, like, turn your back. Oh, I remember the last one. The last one is dealing with nair at low percents. So the big thing is that if you get hit by nair in the air, and this is something that you should, so like, this.
Yeah.
So when this happens, this shouldn't be allowed. Basically, it's not a real combo.
Nair into grab.
Yeah, so over here, like, it is a real combo here, given this DI. Falco's actually in hit stun right now, and I can't double jump. I can't, and I land. Now I'm in landing lag, and then he grabs. So it is a real combo. So you have to, on reaction, switch to DI down and away. So let's see if I can. So I currently have control of Falco starting here when it turns red, right? So I have him approaching lasering, and then so the recording stops here. So I'm gonna have control of Falco starting here. So and then so once
you can like dash back or
exactly, and so
turn around up tilt.
Yeah. Oh, turn around up tilt sounds sick. I've never done that. I always dash.
I sent you a clip of it, Squid. I showed.
Oh yeah, you did. That's true, yeah.
I was like, hey, is this real? And you're like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I always do the dash back because that's what Mango does.
Yeah. It's like fairly intuitive too, I feel like, because you're already holding away, so then you just, you know what I mean, you just dash into it.
And the cool thing about this too is it's possible to do on reaction. Like during the first nair hit and hit lag, you're like, oh shit, I just got naired. Time to instinctively hit down and away here. And what ends up happening is you get the SDI for free and you get the DI down and away, which makes you land way sooner and way further away. And then from here, you're actionable right away.
And then he's mash and grab. God, I hate Falcon's grab animation. Stupid character.
Yeah. So this is like such a game changer in the matchup because it's like, now it's similar to Sheik. You have to make him work for his low percents, right? So at higher percents, Nair just leads to a tech chase, and you just have to guess, and guess man hits you sometimes. You know? But at 0%, this should not be allowed for free. So really, like, set up this save state I just did right here and practice this.
Fun fact, wink, wink. This is one of the first clips that'll be incorporated in the Lombardi project.
Oh
wink,
yeah,
wink, wink. Yeah. So okay, so I didn't. That seems like kind of a really specific. I mean, obviously it happens a lot, but I'm not sure it like. When I think, like, okay, when I'm going into a match versus Falcon, that's not necessarily something that comes to my mind.
Yeah, so I think of it in the same sense of, like, make use of your low percents, except that with Falcon, Nair is the only thing you care about, so it's actually just... It is general to say SDI his Nair, because...
Okay, makes sense.
Because it's the only thing he's doing anyway, so... Like, I'm kind of exaggerating. Sometimes they double jump stomp, sometimes they grab, but for the most part, they're just nairing, you know?
Okay.
Alright, so last is the two floaties. Okay, so the biggest thing with Peach.
Okay.
Alright, so the biggest thing with Peach is to not fight her when she's a good character and try to keep her a bad character as long as possible. So she's like actually just very decent here, and the risk reward of trying to approach her or fight her is like pretty decent for her overall. She like way out punishes you and it's not close, right? She's like has pretty like she has take laser dash attack, she has shield nair, she has she has pretty
jab
here. Jab is really good, yeah. And then of course down smash is insane. So you kind of have to be careful, but one up throw and now she should be a fake character for the rest of the talk. Like, she really has a hard time coming down, and so like what you want to do is I always like think of juggling her as like, so I would kind of draw a line, so it's kind of easier to see when she's like even higher. So I draw a line from here. That like I don't let her cross, and it's like a diagonal line that would be like from the corner up
to the
like
top lat. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and so that's like a diagonal line where it's like if she tries to come here, I'm gonna get a backer for her for free because my backer is way bigger than all her hitboxes while coming down, and I get to just like up throw her or shine her, and then I get to say you have to drift back to the corner, and then she drifts back to the corner and she lands on the side platform, and she's still bad. She has a hard time coming down from the side platform here, so don't jump into the down smash or whatever. Just say you're in a bad spot and you have to figure out how to come down. You can like spam up tilts and she doesn't have a way to beat it like by coming down. So she has to like jump float or something. And once again, you can like do these back airs to say like you have to come down conservatively. You have to come down in the corner, right? And eventually she comes down and she's all the way in the corner. And she's still a bad character here, all the way in the corner. So from here you can like laser, you can dash dance around, you can make her deal with your back air, you can come up down and stuff like that. And all of these are pretty good against her. She's bad at coming out of the corner like that. So a single up throw can like force her to be a bad character for as long as possible, right? So with that in mind, neutral can be you fishing for a grab just as much as it's you fishing for a shine. Because if you shine her at 0%, you still don't really get anything off of it. Like at 0, if you shine wave dash, this doesn't combo, right?
Yeah.
Like counter into shine like that. So you can like up air like this and then get right back down to the ground and then try to keep her as a bad character, right? So your combos are always, no matter what it is, you're hitting her once or twice and then pushing her outwards and then trying to keep her there as long as possible. So most of this matchup is kind of a grind. It's kind of like you hit her with something that launches her up, either shine or up throw most of the time. And then the rest of the matchup is like forcing her to play conservative. And if she doesn't play conservative, then you just get to back air, back air, back air, push her off stage, nair, grab forward throw, and then eventually you get to hit her, right? But if she is playing conservative, then what actually happens is that you up throw her, and then you're threatening the back air, but she drifts back. You threaten the back air, but she just drifts back. You threaten the back air, but she's in the corner. And then you laser her, and then you threaten the attack, but she just stays in the corner. And then she rolls backwards while already in the corner. And then you take your time. And like that actually is what the matchup is, right? I think the matchup is like Peach having a lot of really losing mix-ups that she only needs to win like 20% of the time.
Yeah. That's what Lod called it actually after he won the charity tournament. It was really funny.
Yeah.
He's like, I feel like I'm really bad at this matchup, but the Falcos are playing the matchup bad. So it's okay.
I think that the matchup is that Falco should be playing to win 80% of the interactions, and Peach only has to play to win 20% of them, and that actually is the matchup. So you can do that. Like the matchup is good enough to where you like, and from here you should win the interaction 80% of the time. You know. But she only needs one time where like she clips you with a reverse fair and then kills you or something.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Armado was in the chat too, and we were watching his VODs, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I only didn't lose to Falcos because I just like lost neutral a bunch and then killed them every time I touched them with anything."
And I do think that part of that is just how the matchup functions. I think that once you punish the way I described, it feels a lot better because you're no longer relying on like these inconsistent combos on floaties, right? You just like up throw her once and then you just keep her in a bad spot forever. And like once she's off stage, it's kind of the same thing. Like over here, your priority number one is to just not let her back on stage for free. So you want to like threaten this full hop down there and say like I draw a vertical line straight up and down here, so you can't cross this. So I threaten this and I can threaten this a little bit if I want to go out a bit. But my priority one is she doesn't get to come back for free. And then priority two is try to cover the ledge, but I don't even care that much about it because Peach on the ledge, once again, is not a real character. So I either crouch here and I react to everything, or I just stand back here and I can either spam lasers or I just dash dance and react to whatever she does, whatever.
Yeah, I do a lot of backflips versus Peach in the corner.
Yeah, you want to be a little careful where you do them because get up attack is unreactable and can hit you. So you want to like either be outside of get up attack range or you want to be crouching in get up attack range or shielding. Both are fine. Get up attack doesn't knock you down ever if you're crouching, even at 999. It's a fixed knockback.
Really?
So yeah, so you can crouch it, forward smash her, down tilt her, and she's just dead. Yeah. And if you're
too bad.
Crouching here, there's actually nothing to be afraid of, right? Because
she could like super slowly float back and then forward air.
She can do this, right? Like her double jump is so slow that on reaction you can shoot a laser. So that's what I tend to do.
And then just like F tilt or do anything.
Yeah, well, she'll like double jump, get hit by the laser, and then fall back and grab the ledge again. And then I just crouch again, and then I'm like, aha! Yeah. So she'll like do something like this, and I'll be like crouching, you know, aha, you know. And you can laser forward tilt her, and then just crouch again, and then she'll just grab the ledge, and you just do it again, right?
I'm down.
Eventually, she'll like try to regular get up or roll or tournament winner, and you can like on reaction back air or down air or forward smash, but depending on percents and stuff. So yeah, the biggest rule by far for anything is to just don't look for true combos against Peach. Just look to do what I described of pushing her to the corner and keeping her there. Once you do those things, it becomes a lot easier. It also makes neutral a lot easier because people are like, dude, how do I whiff punish forward air jab or something, right? And they're trying to dash dance nair it or something. It's really hard to punish flow cancel aerials that have literally no lag, but it's a lot easier when you get grabs and stuff, and then you just look to keep her in that.
Yeah, I've found myself doing a lot more laser grab approaches, Peach, because like even if I win a mix-up, sometimes I'm just like slightly misspaced, and Peach is like the size of a pencil, like width-wise, and nothing will hit her after an aerial. Nothing.
Yeah, you do tiny shines.
Yeah, exactly. So okay, so let's. I phrased rule number one with best neutral wins and punishes come from up throws and shines, then sharking with bears. And literally just like pushing her to the outside. Like the idea is that you avoid approaching with lasers, like in the traditional sense.
Yep. The next thing, I guess that's maybe 2 rules. I don't know, depending on how we say it.
Okay.
I guess number 1 is like juggle, don't combo.
Okay.
Right? Number 2 is up throw and shine are like your best combo starters. But it's kind of the same. I don't know. Like maybe that can be 1 rule, maybe it's 2. The last thing I would say is that we probably like, I don't know if this is general enough, but to have some sort of answer to a full hop float, right? Because this feels like a big thing where in the matchup people always ask, like, what do you do?
Yeah, it's super annoying.
Yeah. So, let me go here. Okay, so the first thing is to make sure that Peach is actually floating high enough. A lot of Peaches float it like this.
Yeah, you just shoot the highest laser and it hits him anyway.
Yeah, and so there's a couple heights you have to be aware of. So this is actually high enough to dodge the highest laser. Yeah, so it's like just barely high enough, but it's not high enough to beat auto cancel bear.
Okay.
So I think, yeah, okay. So if she's trying to approach at this height, you can just like walk up and bear her. And so I often tell people, don't do bear up tilt, just do bear bear. Just spam like bears like this, and this tends to be way better than trying to do bear up tilt, because if you miss an up tilt, she gets to forward air you and you die. But if you miss a back air, it tends to be a lot easier, and it's way harder for her to space through this back air. Like her hitboxes just lose to this for sure, right? And
yeah,
she tries to forward air, it's way too slow. She tries to back air, it just loses. So
I feel like I trade that bear with the forward air way too many times. Like she'll be at like her max height or something, and then okay, yeah, go ahead. I think you're gonna touch on it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that this bear is way better when she's floating not high enough, right? So at this height is like not high enough, and you have to punish her for it, because if you let her get away with floating at this height, it is a better height for her to be like offense. You know, like she is scarier at this height than she is at the max height, but she can't deal with the back air. So like if you don't do this back air and punish her for floating too low, then the matchup is hard. But if she's floating too low, then you get the free back airs and it's easy. So once you force her to actually float correctly, then you have to not do the back airs because of what you described.
Yeah.
So let's say this is the height she actually has to do. It's basically just full hop and then float like at her full hop height. And yeah, so the big one is like you can't hit her with any short hop aerials except for up air if you're already under her.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of spooky.
She should make it hard. Yeah, so you can't back air at all, and you can't up tilt at all. So be careful about trying to do these, because she does get real mix-ups where she can just like forward air fast fall in reaction to you whipping something. So it's really common to with back air, whip up tilt, get forward air, and then you're dead, right? That's really cool. So, but the big thing is that as Peach, this is actually really scary to do because Falcos can do this, and for some reason Falcos don't do that.
We're scared, man.
But you just can.
It's Peach.
Yeah. So the big thing is full hopping. Anytime you full hop, you want to land on a top platform. So it's really good to do this, because even if you miss, then you get to come back down and do it again or something. And it's like full hop aerial, full hop, falling aerial, full hop aerial, falling aerial. And that's like really hard for her to deal with and do like this full hop high float shenanigans. It's just like not very good if you're doing this. The next thing is to kind of dash dance on reaction with her. And she doesn't change directions very fast. And she shouldn't hit you with the forward air. And so this kind of forces her to like, you can punish drift forward fairs if they miss. So the only way this is bad is if you try to do this and she walks you all the way to the corner and then forward airs, you're in trouble.
Yeah, and then she'll like dash tag or something. Or...
Yep, but if she's walking all the way to the corner while floating that high, she's really susceptible to this.
Yeah,
that's kind of your mix-up. Is like this forces her to drift conservatively. Like she has to be careful with her drift, otherwise she runs into your move. And this punishes her for drifting conservatively, because you can just dash dance with her, and then the moment she starts to drift forward, then you can punish her. And then all you need, like the whip punish, is she's gonna forward air, and then all you need is a grab, and then you keep her a bad character on top.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's something I need to personally lab out more, because I'm like, I always watch the PP VODs where he like dash dances a bunch, and then he like somehow is all the way up to the ledge and still with punishes and Armada like forward air, jab, dash attack. Like he somehow still punishes all of it. So
and then the last way to beat it that's really easy is to do the double like this.
Yeah, I like this. I like the laser from the side plat a lot. And then, like, come down with a mix-up.
Yeah, and then you laser, and it can even come down like that, or you can just come down with another laser and then grab, and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's the matchup. It's just grab her, keep her a bad character. Don't deal with that full hop stuff. Like, don't just whiff aerials underneath her. Either full hop aerial or dash dance with her, and then wait, stuff like that. So, yep.
Okay. If she's doing a tight foot, spam bear. Cool. Okay, yeah, just to recap quick, best neutral wins and punishes come from up throws and shines, and then shirking with back airs. You're not looking for laser approaches. And then second rule is just like juggles and pushing off stage are better than going for combos. Yeah, she's not real off stage or at the ledge. And then the third rule is just the high float mix-ups we were talking about.
Yep.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Okay. Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff. Cool.
All right, so
I like this one.
Yeah, this one's fun. So the big thing is I separate Puff into pre 30% and post 30%, and that actually answers every question for both punish game and neutral game when you do it this way. So the first thing is below 30%. Your only goal is to get her to 30%, And there's 2 ways to do this that I do. Number 1 is the specific combo Nair up tilt back air. This combo gets it to 36, and it's easy to fish for. You just dash dance while she's doing her random aerials, and then Nair up tilt back air, and that's the only combo you need. Nair up tilt back air, 36%, and it's pretty reliable. And every time you get it, you're like, nice, I got to 30%. Let's go.
Yep.
And the second way to do it is 2 back airs puts her at 28, and then 1 laser gets you there.
Yeah.
So sometimes I fish for like full hop back air, falling back air, double jump back air, like auto cancel back airs in place or something. But just basically, I'm looking for 2 back airs and then 1 laser. And that's
Yeah,
30%.
I've been getting a lot of my like pre 30% openings have just consisted of they're like doing the height where I can't laser them, so I'm just dash dancing and they're throwing back airs, and I just wait for them to get bored, and then they come down with a nair or a back air. I'll laser them on the way down, and then I catch them midair with nair combos and up tilt, and then I can sometimes go for shine bear or just the bear. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, if you get the up tilt, you can do shine bear. I just do the bear because I don't want any chance of not getting her to 30%. If you nair up tilt shine, that's 29. I guess that's pretty good. But yeah, I actually prefer the bear because after the bear, so I guess skip to the next thing. The very next thing that you're looking for is down air, right?
Yeah.
So
sometimes
to play
they'll
the
do the bear
matchup post 30%. All you're looking for, the only move you want to hit is down air ever. And so down air leads to down air, which leads to a tech chase, which leads to down air, which leads to down air, and then eventually you down air and it kills it. So
yeah,
the matchup is basically nair, up tilt, bear, and after the bear, you tend to be able to threaten a down air right away, which is why I like doing the bear, because you do short hop back air, and that's
yeah, and if they DI really bad on the back air, I feel like you can even true combo it sometimes. Like if they get pulled in super hard, you can do that,
Yeah, and then off the down airs, so here's the cool thing about this game plan too, is my shine isn't stale at all, right? Because I haven't used shine once. So I do nair, up tilt, back air, and then I down air her on the platform, and then I can tech chase with shine, full hop shine.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Well, right? So basically the goal is to nair, up tilt, back air, and then you want to do some form of down air, tech chasing until you can tech chase with up tilt shine or shine. And that's like the 2 ways. Like you want to kill off your tech chase eventually, right? So eventually, so it's like nair, up tilt, back air, and then save the save state. And then off down air, you just keep down airing until you can either find an up tilt or find a shine, right? So down air, shine, and then that also is a kill here.
I think where I get frustrated in the punish game is like my down air reads will just be off sometimes. Like I'll just be like, I'll dare him, I'll go for the tech chase, and I like try to cover the dare in place every time, and they're like rolling every time. Like, okay, fuck, I'm gonna go for the roll out, and that's like the one time they tech in place, and I'm like, ah, shit.
Yeah.
So I think I just have to deal with that because you can't be right every time.
Yeah, I do think it's a little bit guess man. I haven't looked into whether it's possible to react or not.
Dude, Falco's just guess man with a laser.
Yeah, in this matchup, you're guess man with a laser for sure. I do think that on platforms you get to react, like because you do stuff like that. That's like real reaction and stuff. Especially if you realize that the playstyle I described lets you do this, right? Because normally you don't get to cover mistech with shine, but here you can
because they just like fly away. Yeah. Okay. I've never kept track of whether or not my shines are stale.
Well, normally it always is, so you don't have to keep track of it. It just is. But in this matchup, the way I play it, it just never is. So I always get to tech chase with it.
That's hype.
So anytime I get a platform tech chase, I'm threatening this kill really early.
Yeah.
And at slightly later percents, so because this is like 48 I'm threatening the kill, right? Like that's so dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But then like slightly higher percent, like 58, I'm probably threatening up tilt shine. Yeah. So it's like really early kills with up tilt shine and shine. And then slightly later. You're threatening the down air kills off the side if ever she techs too far to the corner.
Yep.
So now you're threatening down air, and that's a cool kill. And then if ever she happens to live, like she techs correctly a few times, and then eventually you're threatening down tilt kills, which also kills stupid early. Like what was that, like 78 or something?
Yeah.
So eventually it's like 78 probably doesn't kill on the ground. Yeah, so not on the ground, but on the side platform it does. But yeah, so that's like a lot of the matchup is just down air into something that kills. Sometimes you can just keep down air until that kills. Sometimes you want to switch to up tilt or shine as soon as you can.
Sometimes you can do like I feel like on my dare check chases. Sometimes I feel like I'm covering everything, even though I'm making a like I'll like they'll get up attack and then I'll like dare their get up attack because it sucks, or I'll like they'll miss their tech and then I'll do a dare like an immediate dare on their miss tech, and if they like happen to start their like drift. Like, if they start their roll right away, I can, like, react to it sometimes with my drift, and then it catches them out of invincibility, you know what I mean? Like, on their roll. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that I think the roll. Sometimes you can catch it halfway through the roll. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think Ginger's talked about how you can do dares that cover 3 out of 4. Because her get up attack is so bad.
So bad.
Yeah, it's like. So she starts being invincible right at the start, and then stops being invincible, and then right. So yeah, I don't know why her get up attack is like that.
And you almost always do the dare like on top of her, right? And the hitbox is like around the outsides. Yeah.
Yeah, and like not only is the hitbox on the outside, it's literally not there yet. Like she becomes vulnerable first. So you can therefore down her like this, and you'll cover get up attack, regular get up, and roll away.
Roll away, yeah.
Right? Or you can down her like this, and you cover the other 3.
Yeah, I usually pick one or the other. I just have to like figure out what kind of puff they are. Okay, cool.
Exactly. So yeah, so just
cool.
Get her to 30, and then do down her tech chases, and then do that. And that like once you play that, it's so funny how early it kills, right?
Yeah.
And once you play that way, neutral makes sense too. Because I've seen people like they laser, and then they're like, well, what do I do off the laser in the air? Well, it's like it actually answers your own question if you know that all you're looking for is nair, up tilt, back air, or back air, right? Then you know what you're looking for. And then with people will do shield pressure, and they'll do like West Ball shines or shine grabs or shine down there. And it's like, actually, even in shield pressure, you still only want to be looking for back air and nair up tilt grab. So if she's shielding here, I just dash dance in front of her and then randomly nair up tilt grab, or not grab, bear. Nair up tilt bear. Because I'm just hoping to catch her as she jumps, right? Like when she's in shield, she's eventually going to jump or roll or wave dash or something. So I just dash dance. Oh, did I catch her jump? No? Okay. And then if she does jump, then I get the nair up tilt bear and I've succeeded my mission 1.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is like I can just like space back airs on her shield like this, right? And I only need to hit 2 back airs, just 2 back airs over the course of the game, and now she's at 30%, right? So if she's like spamming shield grab, then 1 back air. Does she shield grab again? Back air. Now I just switch to spamming lasers, so I get her to 30 because I only need to hit 1 laser.
Yeah.
Which is another really fun way to play the matchup. When you know you're spamming lasers and you're like, I only need 1, and then you hit the 1 and you're like, oh baby, like you start spamming down. It's like, so.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I remember that's kind of how I've been playing the matchup a lot recently. Like that, the first 2 rules make tons of sense to me. I think where I struggle is when puffs start naring, and I feel like my back air and up tilt aren't working. Like somebody changes the hitboxes in the game for me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And then I run into the puffs that are just like mashing grab a lot, and I think the answer to that is just like I'm doing the wrong sort of pressure. Like I just if I'm getting randomly shield grabbed a ton, it's not the puff like spamming it. It's me just like picking bad shield pressure options.
Yeah. The other thing to keep in mind is that if they're not jumping a lot, then you don't nair much, right? So like nair up tilt bear is what you do to catch her out of the air. But some puffs spam shield grab while holding down, right? And they're just like spamming crouch cancel and stuff. Versus crouch cancel.
Well, you're both of them.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, so if she's just like spamming crouch cancel like this is actually also kind of tricky to deal with. So like the big thing is like you can't nair it because she just grabs you out of it, and
she's like that big.
Yeah, and it's just like she's tiny. Like sometimes it's like down or misses, and like I don't know. So it's kind of annoying. I think you can dash you can then look to lay down or shine her.
Yeah.
Like you kind of have to take it then, but no, like even that.
Oh,
right?
It's so gross. That's where I feel like you start laser grabbing or something like that. Like if they're really committing on the ground.
Yeah, and sometimes grab can lead to up air, back air, which gets you to 30.
Yeah.
Down smash is like kind of okay, or down throw probably better at like 60% because you're threatening to forward smash.
Dude, I've been down throw F smashing so many puffs on unranked. Ooh, they die at like 60.
Yeah. You can also back throw nair and nair up tilt bear or something. So sometimes this works pretty well.
Dude, I love when they SCI the back throw like onto a side plat and then they're knocked down.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
Yeah, but the way I tend to deal with this is just to do this, right?
Yeah, that seems good too.
Like I said, like I only need 2, right? So over here I got grabbed, but like most of the time when I'm doing it properly, it's like even if I hit her, she's gonna whiff the grab afterwards, right? And so it's not like ideal because I'm not like hard punishing, but my goal once again is just to get it at 30. So I just need 2, 1 laser, and then the next one, you know how easy it is to beat Puffy spam grab when she's over 30?
Yeah. You literally just mash.
Over 30? Yeah, you just mash down there and then she's super dead. So
you can like space it around her shield too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can like backwards down.
You can do like the mango dare,
Yeah, and like down there actually is huge and beats the grab if you do it.
I love when it shield pokes her ear. It's sticking out of the shield.
Yeah, but this tends to be what I like. Even if you cross up, you can CC grab, right? But you can like space it and then just get 2 bears.
Yeah.
And then come in and stuff like that.
Okay.
So.
Cool. All right. So rules number 1 and 2 make a lot of sense. I don't know how best to frame 3, but I literally just want to say don't be an idiot. Like the.
Yeah.
I like don't get bored and don't
like,
be an idiot. I don't know.
Yeah, literally. Rule 3 is like refer to rule 1 and 2 because it's like really common for people to lose to puffs because they deviate from a game plan. Because puff has this unproductive shit she can do. Like the big one that like we don't have an answer to and you don't need an answer to is stuff like this, right? And so you're like, oh, what do I do about puff who does this, right? And like I'm not giving you an answer to this, and there just won't be one. And so all you have to do is just don't get bored when she starts doing that, you know? So
yeah, I literally wrote don't get bored and don't be an idiot. Puff's options involve or like Puff's options revolve around you deviating from your game plan.
Yeah, because puffs will do this hoping you get bored and stuff in your game plan. So if she is doing this too, your game plan can still be to just like fish for the back air, right? And then like, oh, she jumped again. Okay, fuck. Maybe after 5 jumps, I'll get one more try to back air her once, right? Alternatively, if she's really playing like that, you can actually just kind of just start working towards getting 30% off only lasers.
It seems pretty good. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it takes what, like 15 lasers?
I've definitely gotten the puffs that like will only camp their shield and then just jump a bunch, and I'll just like up throw them, run away, shoot like 4 lasers a bunch, and then they're at like 15. I'm like, okay, cool, and then I just do it again.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, it takes like 15 or 16 lasers to get her there.
Not bad.
So, yeah, I'd be down to shoot a puff 15 times and then switch to playing aggro with down air. You know, like that's kind of funny to me. So,
I'm down. Okay, cool. The puff matchup. I played it a bunch with a buddy today, and I was like, man, this matchup is so fun. But then sometimes I get really bored, and then it becomes unfun because I've stopped. Like, I don't want to be bored anymore. But it's not.
Yeah,
like,
it's also tends to be more boring in tournament because they tend to be more willing to do lame shit. You know?
Yeah.
So